The moon sat high and heavy over the ridge, a silver coin tossed into a well of indigo. Astra dipped her left wing, a silent signal for the final transition. The warm, rising columns of the mountain were behind them now. Ahead lay the cool, dense air of the valley. Vedran adjusted his grip, feeling the subtle shift in the glider's tension as they began the long, shallow glide toward the city. Below them, the Vardar River snaked through Skopje like a ribbon of black ink, reflecting the distant city lights. As they crossed the water's edge, the air changed. A sudden sink, a pocket of cold, heavy air above the river, grabbed at Vedran's wings. The glider dropped 10 feet in a heartbeat, the sudden loss of lift making his stomach turn over. Astra saw his wing dip and adjusted her own line to stay clear of the downdraft. She didn't pull away. She stayed level, providing a visual horizon for him to follow. She caught a stray bubble of warmth rising from a factory chimney near the bank and hovered there for a second, a silent sentinel in the dark. Vedran's muscles burned with the effort of the flight. To escape the sink, he pushed the control bar forward, trading his precious altitude for raw speed. He needed momentum to clear the riverbank and reach the landing field. The whistle of the wind in the wires rose to a shrill scream as he dove through the heavy air. On the landing field, Marco tracked the two shadows against the stars. The orange glow of his batons cut through the darkness, tracing a narrow path for the pilots. He could hear the high-pitched song of the gliders before he could see them clearly, a sound of metal and fabric cutting through the night. The ground was rushing up now, the details of the grass turning from a dark blur into individual blades. Vedran checked his airspeed one last time. He saw Marco's lights and aimed for the space just beyond them. The transition from the infinite sky to the solid earth was seconds away, and the margin for error was vanishing. 10 feet. 5 feet. Vedran waited for the perfect moment of flare, the maneuver to stall the wing and drop safely to the ground. He pushed the control bar out, with all the strength left in his shoulders. The wing caught the air like a parachute, and the forward motion died away. His boots hit the earth with a firm, rhythmic run. He took 3 long strides, the weight of the glider settling onto his shoulders like a heavy, familiar cloak. The silence of the ground felt deafening after the roar of the wind. He stood still for a moment, his heart still racing at the speed of the clouds. Astra landed moments later, a masterpiece of grace. She skipped twice on the grass and then came to a complete stop, her glider tilting slightly as she unhooked her harness. Marco approached her, the glow of his batons fading as he switched them off, leaving them in the soft, natural light of the moon. They stood by their folded wings, looking back up at the dark, silent silhouette of Mount Vodna. The mountain looked different from below, less like a challenge and more like an old friend. The air was heavy tonight, Astra said, her voice a soft murmur in the night. Vedran nodded, the vibration of the flight still humming in his bones. But it carried us home.